Dyscalculia is a learning disability that causes difficulty with numbers and math. This can be in speech or text, and it can also involve difficulty with spatial awareness, stuff like discerning left and right. I don't have dyscalculia, but I decided to make a short series of woodworking videos for those who do. Perhaps these methods might be appealing to you if you do. So let's say I want to make a tray for some stuff. I'll start by laying them out and seeing how much space I would need. Fortunately, I have a piece of pre-cut MDF that's the perfect size already. If I didn't, I would have used a piece of wrapping paper and cut it to a suitable size. Now I need to know how wide and deep this space is. I'm not going to pull out a tape measure. No, I'm going to use a story stick. This is a stick with lines that show the actual size of the parts for a particular project. Ideally, the starting end of the stick should be reasonably close to a right angle. Woodworkers used this before the standardization of measuring units. I'm going to start by writing the project name. This will indicate the starting point from which all sizes are marked. Now to mark the width of the board. This will also be the same length as two of the borders, what I'll call border type A. So I'll write that down at the line. Here I'm using a tri-square to extend the mark across the board. Off camera, I cut two boards for border type A, and I need to find out how long border type B is, because the type A pieces have a thickness to account for. I'll just put the story stick across the gap and mark it. If done well, this is actually more precise than measuring. The type A pieces are moving around quite a bit. I probably should have stuck them down with double-sided tape, but oh well. Now I need to find the height of the borders. It's way too tall right now, and it's not very ergonomic for placing and grabbing the objects. The lower part of the Altoids tin seems like a nice height, so I'll just push it up against the start of the story stick and mark it there. That covers all the measurements. Then when I need to, I can transfer whatever dimension from the stick to the piece that I need to cut. The back of a story stick can also be used to record angled lines and curves. I'll start by writing an R so that it touches the bottom edge. That's the reference edge. All angled lines will use that as the reference edge, and I'll push the bevel gauge up against it. This R should be closer to one end so that I know which way to point the tail of my bevel gauge. If I'm using dowels, I can drill a hole the same size as the dowel, and next time I can check my dowels to see if they fit into the hole. And that concludes the video. If you have any thoughts on these ideas, I'd love to hear them. Thank you for watching. See ya!